What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing my official 2022 NBA mock draft again. I'm extremely excited to do this. You know how we did it last year, especially for those who kind of watch all the draft videos. We kind of started off with the first 5 picks and the 10 picks and then the lottery picks. So again, I'm really excited to get into this. I think a lot of people have very different opinions on the draft this year, but with the first overall pick, I actually had the Houston Rockets selecting Chet Holmgren from Gonzaga. He is a 7-foot power forward slash center who, honestly, I think is the best player in this draft class. I know a lot of people are saying that he might not be the best yet, and I think a lot of people are debating whether he or Jabari Smith potentially goes pick number 1, but if I'm being completely honest, I think a lot of people, these are the same people as well that were saying that the Houston Rockets made a mistake when they took Jalen Green over Evan Mobley last year, especially after seeing how insanely good Evan Mobley is. And again, I expect him to be the rookie of the year. I do think the Rockets did make a mistake. I'm not saying that Jalen Green won't be an extremely good player. I think he definitely, potentially will be. I'm just saying I think Evan Mobley would have probably been the better pick, but again, I don't think Rockets fans care too much because they know Jalen Green is going to be an absolute star. But there is really no reason to take a guard. I think with this first pick, you've already got Kevin Porter Jr. at that point guard position. Even though he's had a down year, he could still be something in the NBA. Jalen Green at that too. Again, they're not completely confident on Christian Wood potentially going forward. There's been a lot of rumors he will be getting traded in this offseason. And again, I think they not only need to fill in that center position, but as well as the power forward position, especially if they trade away Christian Wood. And Chet Holmgren, I think, is a lot like Evan Mobley is, last year. Again, he definitely is not nearly as good defensively. I think they're a lot different there. Holmgren is much more of an offensive player, but just the ability to be able to, switch on from the power forward to the center position defensively is still something really, really good. Again, he's not as good a defender as Mobley, but he still definitely has the capabilities to switch from power forward to center. Not just that, even on offense, I think he can also run power forward and center because he does have a really good mid-range, and his three-point shot is pretty decent as well. From what we've seen, again, might need to work on it, but yeah, I think whether it's NBA ready will be the discussion. I think he is. Again, I don't know about his shot, but I think he 100% is. And I think for the Rockets, they 100% need a big man. Whether that's a power forward, whether that's a center, it is just the 100% obvious decision. I'm taking Chet Holmgren with the first overall pick in the 2022 NBA draft. Second overall, we have the Orlando Magic, and they're a really interesting team because I think they've got a lot of moves to make in this offseason. Because again, they've just got a lot of depth at that point guard position with Fultz, Anthony, and Suggs. I think they will move on from Fultz, and I think they will eventually start Suggs at that 1. Maybe Anthony off the bench. I know he's been absolutely insane this year, and it might be a bad take. But I'm just going to be honest, I think going down the line, Anthony is a dude that will probably come off the bench. But hey, he's surprised me. His playmaking has been very, very good. And yeah, it's proven why maybe he should be a starter in the NBA. So maybe I'm wrong. But again, they've got a lot of centers, Mo Bamba, Wendell Carter. They're kind of playing Carter at that power forward position. Rumor has it Mo Bamba's going to get a lot of interest in the offseason. I have a feeling they might trade him because they could definitely get a first, especially from a team like the Raptors who have been interested, which means Carter Jr. would go to play that center position, and then I think they would need a power forward. At least they just kind of need a forward, and Jabari Smith, who is arguably the pick number 1 in this draft, I think will go to them at 2. He's a 6'10" power forward that I think can definitely run small forward from Auburn. Again, extremely good player, 17 points per game, 7 rebounds, very, very athletic guy. I believe ESPN has him ranked at 2, and Fanspo has him ranked at 1. So yeah, there are definitely a lot of people out there that think he should go at 1. So realistically, if you're the Magic, you're getting a top caliber guy with that pick, number 2, and realistically, he could be a very good guy for them. And they have a lot to build on in this offseason. I think, again, when you get rid of Fultz and maybe you trade Mo Bamba away, this and that, if you realistically went out and got a defensive small forward that, could shoot the three ball, you could actually be looking at an interesting team. Anthony Suggs, 3-and-D dude. I guess now you would look at Jabari Smith and then Wendell Carter. Just got to fill out that bench, and maybe the Orlando Magic could be solid again. And yeah, they might be getting some picks from, for Fultz and, for Mo Bamba. So again, Jabari Smith, absolute steal. To get him at 2, again, he is a pick number 1 caliber player. And I realistically think that they'll probably take Smith either way. Like, even if they had pick 1, they might even take Smith over Holmgren just because they've got so much center depth. I guess they could take Holmgren at, 1 if they do get that and play him at the 4, maybe, and have Mo Bamba or Carter at the center position. But I think Smith, he just looks like he fits the Magic. Like, he just looks like a player the Orlando Magic should be drafting. So I definitely think they should go with Jabari Smith. And yeah, it seems like a really dude that could be a very good defender in the NBA as well. And yeah, I just think maybe fits more of the need than what Holmgren does. And yeah, so at the pick number 2, I would be taking Jabari Smith. And even if they had 1, I would maybe be taking him. But moving on now to the 3rd overall pick, we have the Detroit Pistons, and they have Paolo Banchero. And I think, I don't know if I 100% said his name right. I think every person and their dad is saying this man's name different. Again, there's always that one player in the NBA that everyone says his name different, but then when his name gets called out that way, everyone just kind of sticks to it. Again, I think, to re-say it again, Paolo Banchero, I think I've said it completely correct then. But again, he's a dude that would really, really fit, I think, this Detroit Pistons team. Another dude that could be a very good defender, in the NBA. Another athletic guy. I think he's more of a power forward / center, while Smith is more of a power forward / small forward. Again, Banchero is 6'10", 17 points per game, 8 rebounds. Just a really good player, and I think considering the Detroit Pistons look like they're going to be moving on from Jeremy Grant, who is their current power forward. There's been rumors that the Portland Trailblazers are very keen on trading for him. And again, they're going to have heaps of cap, so they're going to 100% be looking at this. Like, I think that, they're going to be looking to get some players in. I think Grant kind of fits that for them. And again, Banchero for the Pistons could very well be a dude that is pretty good defensively. Can come in 6'10" and just, again, help out Saddiq Bey. I think he's a scoring machine. And yeah, he'd be extremely good for them. I think, realistically, the top 3 of this draft is actually pretty solid. Holmgren at 1, I would say. Smith at 2. And if you're the Pistons and you have 3, I think you're pretty happy with getting Banchero at that 3rd overall pick. And yeah, they just need some forward depth, and that's why I'm kind of taking him. Like, there's a bunch of guards that some people could be taking over Banchero, but when we realistically think about it, that's the last thing the Pistons need. They have so many guards right now, so I think they're gonna stay away from that. And yeah, I think Banchero is the type of guy. Who else they would maybe pick after that? Maybe like if they didn't go after Banchero, maybe a dude like AJ Griffin, a very, very solid wing. But yeah, if I'm them, I'm going with the power forward option in Banchero, and I think it makes a whole lot of sense, in my opinion. Okay, so with the 4th overall pick, it was actually really, really tough because originally I didn't have this player who I'm selecting right now by Oklahoma, but he's kind of just come out of nowhere and has been an absolute beast recently, and that's actually Jalen Duren from Memphis, who, again, was a little bit lower. I think he was definitely a lottery pick, but some didn't have him as a top 10 pick not long ago, but very, very recently, he has definitely jumped up the scouting report, with people even comparing him to Dwight Howard. Again, he's a 6'10" center that has a 7'5" wingspan and has a similar body mold to kind of Dwight Howard. And again, I think people forget how good Dwight Howard was when he first started in the NBA. Like, he was definitely an MVP candidate some seasons, and even took the Magic to the finals way back when. So I think a Jalen Duren to the Oklahoma City Thunder actually makes a lot of sense. Again, I didn't think they would draft him originally because I thought they might have just gone and taken a center or something like that. In free agency, I thought that just made the whole most amount of sense. But considering that doesn't look to be the case now because Durant's value has gone up so much now in the NBA, I just think it makes a whole lot of sense for them to actually take him with that 4th overall pick. And look, the Oklahoma City Thunder, what they're building is actually not necessarily like the modern NBA team where maybe there'd be like, who knows, a 7-foot center that can defend the interior, but then you have like a 6'9" power forward, 6'7" small forward, 6'4" shooting guard. It depends what team it is, but with their height with the point guard. But the Oklahoma City Thunder have a 6'8" point guard, I think 6'3" shooting guard, and then you've still got, SGA at that small forward position who's like 6'7" as well, who when he goes and plays a shooting guard, he's like a 6'7" shooting guard. They've got a lot of height with their guards and wings, but when it comes to their centers, they just don't. And I think that it's not necessarily bad. Like, they don't necessarily have to get some 7-foot center in, but I just really think that you can keep it a little bit smaller, and especially if you bring in a dude like Durant, who definitely has the capabilities to be a very good defender. Like, look at Dwight Howard, like how good of a defender he was, and he's being compared to, Dwight when it comes to his body frame, his athleticism, and just some of the ways he plays. I think it would make a whole lot of sense to go for him, even though he might be a little bit of a smoky. Like, some people might not necessarily have him going at 4. He's more of a dude that'd go to like 6 to 8. They took a big reach on Giddey and 100% paid off. I wouldn't see why you wouldn't do that with Durant as well. And then you've got your future point guard, your future wing in SGA, your future center now, and there's still so much building blocks they have. Lou Dort, who knows if he'll be a future starter for this team. I think he potentially will. He's been so good for them. So yeah, there's a lot to kind of go on right now, and I do think it makes a whole lot of sense for them to, take him with their 4th overall pick. With the 5th overall pick now, though, I actually have the Indiana Pacers taking Jaden Ivey. I think Jaden Ivey would actually be a really solid player for Indiana because I think he can definitely start with a dude like Tyrese Halliburton. Again, he is a 6'4" point guard, but is actually not really too good of a playmaker. Again, 3.2 assists is definitely okay. Some college players, their playmaking isn't great in college, but they explode in the NBA. Look at Garland. Garland wasn't too good of a playmaker in college, but he exploded in the NBA, and now he's one of the best playmakers in the game. Not saying that Ivy couldn't be that, but he's a 20-year-old dude that is low on that. But what he's really good at is, again, scoring. 17.5 points per game. And I believe he's a dude that could be very capable on the defensive end as well. Especially if he puts it all together. 6'4" coming into the NBA. Also averages 5 rebounds. And I think the thing is too, he could really work well with Halliburton. Because if he becomes a good defender in the NBA, the Pacers have always been a team to absolutely love their defense. And if you've got a future backcourt that has a 6'4" player and a 6'5" player that are both extremely capable defensively, then I think that would be really, really good. Not just that, when it comes to Ivy, in the NBA, he might not have to be a playmaker if he plays on the Pacers. Because again, Halliburton, who would guard the 2, would I guess be the ball handler, who is currently averaging 7.9 assists per game, basically 8 assists. Dude is really, really good. I think it makes a whole lot amount of sense to maybe take a dude like Jaden Ivey because, again, very capable scorer, a very capable defender. I think it makes a whole lot amount of sense to do this pick, and you're really building what the Pacers love, and that's defense. They've been such a defensive, team over the years, and I think it makes a lot of sense. Then I think because of this capability of having now Ivy at the 1, Halliburton at the 2, and still maybe, I don't think they'd bring back Ricky Rubio because I think he'll leave. But if you bring back Ricky Rubio, that's even more of a bonus. Having him as a backup point to maybe mentor Halliburton and, Ivy, I would really, really like that. I think that would be really cool. But I'm not too sure if that will happen. Again, Ricky Rubio, he's been given the number 99 by the Pacers, which is just so funny because I think that even means that he's just not going to be coming back because they've just given him a random-ass number like 99, who they know no one will probably want. So yeah, he's just, I don't know, it's a really weird thing. But yeah, this even gives the capabilities to trade Malcolm Brogdon now as well, because you've got a bunch of guards there too. So yeah, it's just, I think, a really, really good match. But of course, if you haven't already, please make sure to leave a like and comment your thoughts and opinions on this down below. Do you guys think I am right with these picks? Do you guys maybe disagree on one of them? Who would you guys potentially take? Again, I definitely would really like to know all your thoughts and opinions down below. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to my gaming channel and my IRL/vlog channel if you haven't already, which I'll all be linking in the description down below. But yeah, as I was saying, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.